Hey family, thanks so much for being here with me. So I wanted to answer one of the questions in the membership, and that is actually a question very dear to my heart because this has happened to me so many times and it can be very heartbreaking to go through the experience. And that is, how do you handle or protect yourself from somebody that seems to be spiritually or technologically hijacked as a way to manipulate you, right? So, like I said in the other video, people around you can turn through the trauma that they hold, right? So, there's a couple things that you can do. One, you can claim the space for the eternal living light as a sanctuary for the eternal living light. So, you dedicate the space as a dwelling for the eternal living light, and then declare anybody that is not willing to serve the eternal living light and the upliftment and liberation of humanity and earth needs to leave now or join in on that. So with that being done, you start to alter the space and the vibration in the space, because when you claim it for the eternal living light, basically source energy, right? You end up anchoring in one of the highest vibrations that you can. Now, when you call on the light, it responds. You are the light. It emanates from within. It's everything that is, right? So when you command that space, command the energy of that space, people will leave. And I have cleared entire apartment buildings this way before. And yes, it was not a huge complex, but let's see, at least like 8 to 10 units. Everybody moved out. Every single person moved out. And new people moved in. And that is because I did that very thing for the building, because I was spending time there. I didn't even live there. But I was spending a lot of time there, and so I didn't want to deal with, there was some tweakers downstairs, and I don't mean anything negative toward people who are caught up in drug addiction, but either way, I did not want to be around them. It made me very uncomfortable to hear them screaming and doing weird things below me. So everyone that was there moved out, a new group of people moved in, and everybody that moved in was really kind and supportive, and it created a little community. So that's one way of doing it. So remember, you are a force of light, and wherever there is darkness, if you bring light, darkness can no longer exist there. So as far as other people, also, you can claim them as part of the family that you are protecting. And by family, I mean people, beings, doesn't matter, right? It's somebody that you consider family. It doesn't have to be like a blood relative. And often we don't even identify with them as our family, because a lot of us are the black sheep. We're like, I don't really know those people that well. Or don't resonate with them. Not that we don't love them and hold space and care about them. It's just many of us do not really resonate with our family members like we do with our chosen family. Okay, so that's what I mean, chosen family. So when you do that, you put them under the protection of the light that you are running. And then you can revoke consent to interact with any type of AI identity or any type of entity that is not there for your highest good and for their highest good. So then they can't interact with you without that being detaching, right? Because that would be a violation of your sovereignty and your free will, and you get to command the space around you, right? Another thing you can do is go to the end result as seeing them healed, and hold that, because the more you hold the distortion, the more you reinforce it within them, right? Make sure that you understand there's no separation between you and them. They are reflecting a part of you as well, which for me, in the past, they were reflecting the conflict that still existed within my field. And so that conflict within my field drew in people that I would have conflict with. And it doesn't mean that there was physical conflict. Certainly, it was just conflicting energies, you know, so you can have energies that co-create and lift each other and help each other expand, or you could have energies that cancel each other out. And so being around people that cancel your light or cancel your energy, you really have to look within. So what am I doing to draw this in? How am I resonant with this right now? Where in myself does this exist? And then you can start digging around inside, because remember, the world is a mirror. So now that I've cleared the conflict energies, I feel very at peace, and I'm willing to let people go. I don't need to repair a relationship with somebody if they're not doing their inner work, because they're not matching me either. So we're no longer resonant. If they want to cling to their problems, create judgments, and sustain any type of conflict, I'm simply just not interested. And I lovingly release them from that, but I also stay out of the judgment of right and wrong, that they should or should not be that way. And I see them as in the space that is perfect for them for their greatest growth. So recognizing that if you start going into them and me, then you're in separation, because it's we, us. And when you step into that, they will probably want to move out, or something will come about. Like I had conflict in a house before, and the house actually caught on fire, and then the bank repossessed the house too. So we got out of that lease and we all went our separate ways, because it was very disharmonious. There was a lot of destructive energies toward each other, not on purpose. It's just people are at different places in their spiritual evolution, and some people are willing to take accountability for themselves, and some people are not. They're still caught up in the massive projecting, and that's like energetically vomiting all over another person and then getting mad at them for being covered in that vomit, right? So those are the people who are unwilling to take accountability, lack integrity currently. Not that they can't develop it, because they can, but they're lined up for different lessons than you're lined up for. So asking yourself also this: what do I make this mean about me, that they're in my presence? Because just because somebody's hijacked and they are there to manipulate you, you don't have to go out of your center. Once you're aware mentally of what is happening, you can actually bring in that counter current and bring in so much light and acceptance and compassion. Doesn't mean you're going to tolerate bad behavior, but you're also not going to drop yourself into their level, right? So rise up, hold that higher vibration, and demonstrate what it is to be peace, and also have healthy boundaries, right? And chances are, when you're doing that, there's nothing for them to hit up against anymore, and they will want to get away from you, because like I said earlier, anywhere you bring the light, darkness has to go away. So either the person clings to whatever that story or limitation or attachment is, or possession, right? Either they continue to allow it, or you holding that light allows them to break free from it. And it may take them some time, and they may still want to get away from you, but those seeds of integrity, accountability, and peace are planted within them, because they're planted within you. So what's happening to a lot of us is that we are expanding our light so very much. Our fields are becoming huge, so that everywhere we go, we bring that light. And people have to either shift or move along somewhere else. Okay, so the best form of protection is not needing any. So when you stay in your spiritual center, you don't really need protection, because you are the light. Everything around you will start to adjust to that light. So peace, joy, ease, and then non-judgment and non-attachment, right? And then going to the outcome, holding the vision and the energy of that person or those people being healed. And you can also call in the energies of the eternal living light, or the eternal living mother, the eternal living father, to help heal them, to help them understand what is going on within them, to get the healing and support that they need. Because sometimes when you call in those energies, not sometimes, every time, when you call upon those energies that emerge from within you, okay, it's not something that's outside of you. You just call it up, right, from within you. And when you do that, you're bringing balance. You're creating a field that allows whatever is going on, whether it be like dark AI, or whether it be entities, fallen beings, all of them have the opportunity to heal. And if they don't want to heal, they leave. If they do want to heal, they stay. So those are my thoughts on that. Please continue asking questions, because this is the best way for me to know what you want to hear about, because it's very challenging for me to sit down and speak lately, because there's so much information that's coming through. And I find often too that when I'm in the moment and somebody asks a question, that's when my higher consciousness just speaks through me, right? Through this body. I don't think about it. It just comes through. And so my human mind often is like, oh, really? That's amazing. But my higher consciousness, and your higher consciousness as well, already has access to these answers. It's just a matter of getting into alignment to receive it, and to clearing the distortions that would distort it as it passes through you, right? So this is like the trauma, the stories, the blame, shame, guilt, and those lower energies, right? Those distort our expression, and also our point of attraction too. But when we clear those and we genuinely have non-attachment, non-judgment, we're in a state of peace, that light does not get distorted, but it does illuminate all the distortions in those around you. So please do not take things personally if people do not want to be around you, because the right people for you in that moment will show up, because everything fits together like puzzle pieces. This universe is not making mistakes. The light does not make mistakes. It is always on point in every second, okay? And that's something you can count on. So I hope this helps you, and thank you so much for being here with me. I love you very much. All right, take care, family.